Blue Box Chapter 218 has quickly become one of my favorite chapters in the series, and honestly, it's a strong candidate to just be my favorite chapter in Blue Box. Even before we get to the craziness that is the ending, the storytelling in both the text and the visuals are amazing. Hina's story about her dad is one of the more heartfelt things I've read recently, and it's also kinda relatable due to how deeply personal it is. Her being unable to really see her dad as, well, her dad really hit home for me, and the effects of this difference in relationship can be felt on both sides. Throughout bits and pieces of this chapter, we can see this guilt from Hirohiko pile up. Hina doesn't know much about her dad, so she doesn't know that he's not the type to get angry over ice cream spilling on his leg, and Hirohiko doesn't know much about Hina, so he doesn't know how she feels about cherry tomatoes. These strangers are able to recognize him as Hirohiko the Great, but not as a father. Doesn't that sound familiar? Hina, despite being Hirohiko's own daughter, is essentially another stranger to him. And all of that piles up until it just becomes too much for him. And Hina seeing this superhuman being vulnerable, it stuck with her. It showed her that it's okay to have weaknesses, that weaknesses are something that everyone deals with. And how she applies that to what Taiki is going through right now, seeing Taiki fight back tears after hearing this story, fire, bro. I mean, goats, like what else am I supposed to say? This is already peak. But then we go even further beyond. Hina kisses him. And I think this perfectly shows how Hina doesn't care about Taiki as much as she thinks she does. Equating Taiki's stress to weights and then doing this is like if Hina pushed the bar down on Taiki as he's trying to do bench press. She can see the struggles he's going through, but decides to add to them anyway purely out of her own satisfaction. Not only does this showcase Hina's biggest flaw when it comes to Taiki, but it also places us in Hina's shoes. Most talk about this chapter is centered around Hina, and not so much about everything else, which makes sense, but with the talk primarily focusing on her, we, just like Hina, are prioritizing her feelings over the feelings of others. And while there are people who hate her for this, being in this similar headspace can make you feel for Hina, maybe even sympathize with her despite her blatant wrongdoings in this chapter. And through that connection, we are able to do something that Hina isn't, which is putting someone else's feelings above our own to support them wholeheartedly.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.